Welcome back, everybody. This is Sean with Card Wolfie, and I wanted to dissect this one deal in this video today. I wanted to just go in and show you guys what I was thinking in my mind. So what I'm going to do is let the clip play out, and I'm going to pause and do a voiceover like this every time I'm thinking of what I'm going to do or why I'm doing something, what factors I'm thinking about, so on and so forth. So I think this will be a fun video. It'll be fun for me to make. Hopefully you guys can take some tips or maybe give me some tips on negotiating, which happens to be like my favorite part of vending in general. So please, guys, enjoy, comment, like, subscribe. Thanks. Let's get started. What's the condition of it? So first things first, I mean, the buyer and the seller definitely need to agree on the condition before we can move forward.
It's hopping out about I'd say about 3.
Do you want to sell it or trade it?
I got like between 3 to 5, 390. He's got it at 4.
So my partner Joe is comping this card out at around $390 from eBay last sold, and the seller here in the red was saying that the lowest list is $400. So honestly, not too far off in our valuations of this card. It's really close, honestly. But in my mind, I am sticking to the $390 value as much as I can, because after I saw what my partner showed me, it was pretty clearly that was way more accurate than the $400 lowest listed. Now, this might seem nitpicky like at first, but just imagine doing this hundreds of times. The $5 or $10 adds up. You're valuing it at 4.
Yeah, that's lowest listed.
No, I gotcha. Yeah.
That's fair.
Actually, if you just want to comp those cards out.
Yeah,
We switch customers here just so I can focus on this Rayquaza card, because it's, I mean, for me, I'm a small time vendor. This $400 card is a pretty big deal to me, in my opinion. You know, I'm not Jar Chomp Collectibles or Oyama Trading over here. So everything's there for you. Oh man, this is, have you gotten any offers on it yet? One thing you'll hear me ask here is whether he's gotten any offers yet. Now, this isn't specific to Pokemon cards. It's something that's useful in negotiations in general. If you're the seller, I'd usually be careful about answering that question. The moment that you tell someone the highest offer that you've received, you've given them a number to anchor to instead of the actual value of the card. For example, if a seller tells me that they've already been offered $250, I know I probably don't need to offer as much as I thought. On the flip side, if they tell me nobody has offered anything, that does give me some information as well. Information has value in the negotiations, and this question is really about just gathering information before I decide where I want to start. Not yet?
It was offered like 250, which is pretty bad. I'm looking for 320 on it.
I see where you get the number from. I'll do 300 even if you want. His answer gives me a lot of information. He's telling me he's been offered 250, but he wants to be at 320, and I know exactly how he got to that number, right? 80% of 400. What's important here isn't necessarily the numbers themselves, it's the gap between them. The other thing I noticed is that he immediately explained what 250 felt to him. He said it felt pretty bad. That's usually a sign that he's willing to negotiate and that he's not too firm on 320. So at this point, I'm not trying to steal the card. I'm trying to find a number that makes sense for both of us, which is what I usually try to do. I'm always trying to make sure that both sides are happy, or I usually don't even want to do the deal. When I say I'll do 300, that's because I've already done the math in my head. I know where I need to be on the card. I know what I think it's worth. And notice I didn't come back at 260 or 270, just a little bit above that 250 number. A lot of buyers might do that as a vendor automatically because they think that that's a win in the negotiation. My goal isn't to win the negotiation particularly. My goal is to buy the card that I can still make money on while also giving this seller a fair offer. I thought 300 was a fair number, especially because I am valuing it at 390, so 80% would be 310. But I'm trying to pull him down below his 320 threshold, so I just start with 300. I see where you get the number from. I'll do 300 even if you want. Or you can take that number and shop it around too if you'd like. It's up to you.
Can you do 320? It's 80%. It's
It is.
It's fair.
At this point, he's semi-firm at 320, so I start running through the downside scenario on my end. Whenever I'm buying a card, I'm not just thinking about what goes right, I'm actually mostly thinking about what happens if I'm wrong. In my head, I'm asking, if I needed to move this card quickly, what could I realistically get it for? And my main two sales channels are card shows and eBay. But for card shows, I'm lucky to go to one a month. eBay is every day. So usually I go to what can I get on eBay for this card? My estimate was somewhere between $390 and $400 on eBay, right? But after fees, shipping, and everything else, I'm probably taking home somewhere between, I don't know, $330 and $340 range. So now I'm looking at my margin of safety. If I buy the card at $320, there's not a lot of room for error. If the market softens, if the card sits longer than expected, or if my value estimate is just off, that profit vanishes quickly. That's why I'm slowing down here. I'm not deciding whether I like the card. I've already decided that I like this card and I want it. I'm deciding whether the risk makes sense at this price. One thing new buyers sometimes miss is that a card being worth $400 does not automatically mean paying $320 is a good deal. What matters is how confident you are in that $400. Okay, and that's going to be the main differences between vendor to vendor. And also how quickly you think you can realize the value of that card.
Just 'cause, like,
Would you...
want to go under 80 on a higher end card?
No, you're smart.
I feel like that's fair.
Would you meet me in the middle at 310? Cash, right here in my pocket right now. This is where I make what I think is my final offer. I've already moved from 300 to 310, and I specifically mentioned that I have cash ready right here, right now. The extra $10 isn't really the important part. What I'm selling here is certainty. As a vendor, certainty does have value. He doesn't have to keep shopping the card around, waiting for another buyer, or a deal with selling it online later perhaps. The deal is done immediately right here, right now. And at this point, I was honestly prepared to pay the full $320 if I had to. I wanted the card. But before giving in completely, I figured it was worth a shot trying to meet in the middle at 310. A lot of negotiations aren't won or lost over huge amounts of money. It's rather the opposite, won or lost over the last $10 or $20. So in my head, the question isn't, can I save another $10? It's more of, if someone buys this card for $320 5 minutes later after he walks away, am I going to regret it? For this Rayquaza, the answer was yes.
310, 320 coin flip for fun.
Okay, I could do that, yeah. At this point, he throws out a coin flip, 310, 320. Normally, I don't do coin flips. In most negotiations, I prefer to agree on a number and keep it simple. But in this situation, I just say yes immediately. The reason is that by this point, I've already made up my mind that I was willing to pay $320. So in my head, I'd already decided that if he stayed firm, I was probably going to buy it anyways. So when he offers the coin flip, I don't really see any downside. Best case, I save $10. Worst case, I pay the number I was already prepared to pay. We could do a card flip. 320, 310.
Why not?
All right, Espeon up, you win. Pokeball up, I win, okay? Do you want to throw it?
It's Pokeball.
310? 10 for you. Make sure that's 10 though.
Yep.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having some flexibility with me. If you enjoyed watching this video, let me know in the comments any tips or tricks that you use or anything you might have learned from this situation. Let me know and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Peace out.